Wow, hello my people. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Your wish has always been my command. Thanks always. Well, meanwhile, this is another one. Alright, this is another one. On this one, it says governorship election Inec redeploys 5 resident electoral commissioners and 3 national commissioners to Edo State. All right, ahead of the September 19 governorship election in the state, the 5 recs, one from each of the geopolitical zones of Nigeria, excluding the South-South zone, are to join the rec in Edo State. Mr. Johnson Alalibu in conducting the election. Similarly, the 2 national commissioners who will be participating in supervising the conduct of the election will not be persons of South-South extraction. A top official of Inec who spoke to New Telegraph in confidence said the redeployments were designed to ensure that the election management body maintained a high level of neutrality and fairness in the electoral process. The official who declined to disclose the identities of those on redeployment said their names were being kept under wraps to safeguard them from undue pressure from desperate politicians. The political atmosphere in Edo State had become charged in recent weeks following the intense statewide campaigns by the incumbent governor Godwin Obaseki of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and his main rival Osage Ize Iyamu of the All Progressive Congress (APC). Both political parties and their standard bearers in the forthcoming governorship election had traded accusations and counter-accusations about clandestine plots by their supporters to unleash violence and undermine the electoral process. The PDP had on several occasions alleged that the APC was plotting not just to perpetrate violence to disrupt the polls, but to connive with Inec to manipulate the results of the election, according to our source. The commission was doing everything possible to conduct a free, fair, and credible election and had no interest in who wins but the transparency of the process. We're prepared to conduct the elections and we are doing everything possible to ensure that it is free and fair. But we are worried about the threats of violence and we are not unmindful of the antics of the politicians. Violence will make the election inconclusive because we will be forced to pull out our men and materials from the field if violence becomes the order of the day. Section 53 of the Electoral Act prohibits Inec from making a declaration of result in any place where there is violence. This is why we have continued to warn all parties to shun violence and allow the process to go on under a free and fair atmosphere. We are keeping our eyes on the process. We are not a political party. We have no candidates in the election. I swear by God that we don't care who wins the election. Our interest is in the integrity of the process, he said. Addressing the various allegations of perceived compromise leveled against some officials of Inec, particularly the Edo State, Alalibu, the Inec bigwig, said that it might be a case of a conspiracy theory. He disclosed that Alalibu was at one time a member of the PDP and later defected to the APC, but said these facts about party affiliations were not made known as at the time of his nomination to serve in Inec. There was no petition against his nomination, and even the poster showing His portrait as contesting a governorship election in Bayelsa State has a lot of question marks in the poster that went viral on social media. He was purportedly campaigning on the platform of the APC for a governorship election dated 2016, and to the best of our knowledge, there was no governorship election in Bayelsa State in 2016. He said he advised the political parties to eschew violence and abide by the peace brokered recently between the two main contenders by the Oba of Benin, HRM Oba Ewuare II, at his place in Benin City. Meanwhile, the APC and the PDP yesterday traded accusation over plots to manipulate the electoral process. The opposition APC in Edo State said it has uncovered a dubious multi-pronged drive to rig Edo elections by the PDP in the state. Chairman Edo State APC Media Campaign Council, Mr. John Mayaki, said PDP wants to manipulate the election process to their favor by rigging and presenting false voters. Similarly, the Director General of APC Campaign Council, Dr. Cecil Esekagbe, disclosed that he had reports on the governor's plan to use the state liaison office in Abuja as a front for illegal trade in permanent voters' card. Ezekaigbe said under the guise of assisting attending voters with transportation, the governor has released the sum of 250 million naira to the Edo Liaison Office, Abuja, to induce voters living in Abuja and also buy the PVCs of those who will not be able to attend at 200,000 per PVC. In executing this ploy, the Abuja Liaison Office has sent out notices to platforms of Edo indigenes in Abuja inviting them to come with their PVCs to the office from Friday 4th September to Friday 11th September 2020. Also, Mayaki said the APC has been informed that members of the PDP are planning to invade polling units with people with fake PVC working with some compromised staff of the commission to give them fake accreditations. We must all work together to checkmate this plan in order to avoid smooth rigging. We also have reports from people within Edo that they have tried to mobilize to furnish their sinister desires. They are already asking for people's account details, promising to credit them money 2 days to the elections. They will train you, pay you, and make you vote for them. Well, my people, this is a game of politics. On this one, let me have your take, and remember to subscribe for more updates. Thanks and God bless.